Morning, everybody. This is part 3 of Hanging with Pastor Cooper. I'm so glad that you're here to join us this morning. I'm sorry I'm not going Facebook Live today. I had an appointment, so I had to do that first, so I just pre-recorded this for you guys. So I hope you enjoy it. And in the comments, I would love for you guys to guess what kind of socks I'm wearing today. I will show you my socks here in a moment after I finish reading our story. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and start. And the story we're reading today is called A New Beginning, and it is the story of Noah's Ark from Genesis 6 through 9. All right, so here we go. Time passed, and many people filled the earth. Everyone everywhere had forgotten about God, and they were only doing bad things all of the time. God's heart was filled with pain when he saw what had happened to the world he loved. Everywhere was disease, death, and destruction, all the things God hates most. Now Noah was God's friend, which was odd in those days because no one else was. Noah was listening to God and he talked to God. He just loved being with God like you do with your best friend. Noah, God said, things have gone wrong. People have filled my world with hate instead of love. They are destroying themselves and each other in my world. I must stop them. First, we'll build an ark. Do you guys know what an ark is? Well, neither did Noah. Luckily, God knew it, and he showed him how to do it. A storm is coming, God told Noah, but I will rescue you, I promise. I will send the animals to you, ones that creep and crawl and slither and slime and gallop and hop and bound and climb. And don't forget to pack everyone's food. They'd probably get a little hungry if they didn't have the food, and then they get grumpy. All right, the storm was going to wash away the hate and the sadness and everything that had gone wrong and make the world clean again. God had thought of a way up to keep Noah safe, but Noah would have to trust God and do exactly what God told him. We got to trust God. He knows what he's doing. So Noah built an ark, which is a word for a very, very large boat. And Noah's neighbors came out to watch and point and laugh because they didn't believe Noah about a boat, or a storm, or needing to be rescued. And Noah must have looked rather silly. His boat was built in the desert. And the desert is nowhere near the sea. There wasn't even a cloud in the sky. No one would need an umbrella, let alone a boat. Yeah, that'd be kind of weird, not having a boat, a huge giant boat in the middle of the desert. But he was trusting God. He knew God had a plan, and he was God's friend, so he trusted him. The story continues. But Noah didn't mind so much that other people thought. He minded what God thought. So he just did what God told him to do. When the ark was ready, God said, "All aboard!" And Noah's family and all the animals climbed inside. And then God shut the door. Ooh, it's creepy. What's going to happen next? I bet you don't know it. Shout it out to your friends if you know what's going to happen next. All right, turn to your brother, sister, your mom, and dad. Tell them what's going to happen. And here it goes. It started raining for minutes that joined up into hours, that joined up into days, that joined up into weeks and weeks. Whoa. And the rain joined up into puddles, that joined up into rivers, that joined up into lakes, that joined up into floods, that covered the whole world. Their boat had been once seemed so big, suddenly seemed very small. But in the middle of the huge storm and the crashing waves and all the thunder and lightning, through it all, God was with them, and God kept them safe for 40 long days and 40 long nights. Finally, the rain stopped, and the sun came out, and Noah threw open all the windows. Hooray! Everyone shouted. Noah sent a dove out to explore, and it wasn't long before she brought back a fresh olive leaf. Everybody knew exactly what that meant. She had found a tree. And the land and the water was going down. Woo! It's kind of like the spider in the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Oh, wait, that's a different song. Different story. All right. And we're on to our last page here, guys. And at the end, at last, the boat had landed quite suddenly on top of a great mountain. And as soon as it was safe, God said, "Out you come," and they did. everyone skipping and dancing on a dry land, the first thing Noah did was thank God for rescuing them, just as he had promised. And the first thing God did was make another promise. I won't ever destroy the world again with a flood. And like a warrior who puts away a bow and arrow at the end of a great battle, God said, see, I have hung up my bow in the clouds, and there in the clouds, just where the storm meets the sun, was a beautiful bow made of light. It was the new beginning of God's world. It wasn't long before everything went wrong again, but God wasn't surprised. He knew this would happen. That's why before the beginning of time, he had another plan, a better plan. A plan not to destroy the world, but a plan to rescue it. A plan to one day send his own son, the rescuer. God's strong anger and hate across sadness and death would come down once more, but not on his people or his world. No, God's war bow was not pointing down at his people, but pointing up into the heart of heaven. See, God knew he had a plan. God had a plan to rescue us. And that was Jesus. And as we continue to read through our storybook, we'll find that out. And I hope you guys continue to join me with that as we continue to read. I love you guys, and God loves you guys. And God is going to get us through this time that we are stuck at home. And we're going to have a great time together. All right? So please keep tuning in with Hanging with Pastor Cooper. And as I promised, I will show you guys my socks that I'm wearing. Here's a hint. It has to do with breakfast. It's the second best breakfast food that there is. The first is French toast. All right. And my socks that I'm wearing are my pancake socks.